So holy baloney, it's official, and Mr. Donald J. Trump wins the GOP award, and everyone's excited. Dude got 1,241 delegates, and I mean, oh man, sir. And by the way, we already know Nikki Haley got 94. That's not the news. We all know this. It's been a while. It's official. He is the GOP. There's no more turning back. We're gonna get an old man Biden competition versus old man Trump. Now, this is the whole point of the story I'm trying to say. That all the media is tripling down. We're back in 2016. Y'all remember those days when they told you that Donald Trump was the devil and he was the worst thing that ever happened since, putting pineapple in your dang pizza? Well, it's today, sir. So you got the media freaking out, getting their panties in a bunch. We already know CNN, they're notorious for this crap. But we have MSNBC, no longer, their exception. That Biden administration is using the same tactics it did back in 2016. And what is that, sir? It's fear. Bruh. So here's a video of Mr., the Biden commercial that they recently made, and it's fear-mongering and fear-mongering. They want to get all the grandpas and all the average Joes, your abuelita, all the grandmas that don't know nothing, and just scare you with this video. It's 2016 again. Here's the video.
Trump talking about retribution.
Retribution and going after people is disrespect of our military.
The military people that he's disgraced.
91.
Criminal felonies.
4 different indictments.
He mishandled classified documents.
Stop the cap.
Now his desire to do away with NATO.
Donald Trump talks about abandoning Ukraine.
He said he'll be a dictator on day one.
If he's going to be a dictator on day one, he's going to be a dictator, period.
Stop the cap.
Scares me.
Absolutely scares me.
The second Trump term would be worse than the first.
Second term for Trump would be far more extreme.
It is dangerous, outright dangerous.
I cannot support Donald Trump again.
I'd never vote for him again.
You'll never get my vote, ever, ever.
And I mean, man, sir. So while we have a bunch of fear-mongering in the left with the 2016 fear-mongering part 2, and people still fall for this, by the way, we are starting to see that Hollywood stars, they're getting used as well. So we got Hollywood people saying, we must save this. This is going to be the end of democracy. And I got to remind you guys, we don't live in democracy. We live in a republic. I've said this a million times. Go to the Pledge of Allegiance. They say the republic. But anyway, here's a dang video of celebrities having fake meltdowns because they're part of the cult.
This whole thing about him and his age, it's all nonsense from the Republicans and even from our party. The bottom line is, it's Biden versus Trump. We want to live in a world that we want to live in and enjoy living in, or live in a nightmare. Vote for Trump and you'll get the nightmare. Vote for Biden and we'll be back to normalcy.
So now that you see people fear-mongering, this is the kind of ironic thing. So back to that Biden commercial we just saw. It's crazy, bro. It's all old folks, bro. Have you noticed that it's all Zoom calls? It's not actual real people. It's not like people that are walking in the street. By the way, sir, what do you think? It's none of that, because the people that fall for this, sadly, is your abuelita, like I said. It's all the old folks, bro. They always fall for this stuff. But if you put real people in the front, guess what? Yeah, you'll get some Bidens and some Trumps, but this is the funny thing. They both agree on one thing, and that is that the economy is hot garbage, sir. And then we have shrinkflation, right? So it's like, okay, everything's expensive, and shrinkflation, meaning that if you had an ice cream bar, now it's this big. But you're paying more for it. It's horrible. So that's why people are realizing, Biden's gonna lose, sir, because, there's no cap. It was a million times better when we had Trump. And if you think it's not, most likely you fell for those fear-mongering videos. Don't forget, we had COVID. We were inside the freaking house. And you just blasted TV all day. And what do they tell you? Trump's bad, Trump's bad, Trump's bad. It is exhausting, sir. And again, the Democrat Party made their video, scare the crap out of you guys. I don't know. That's all they do. But here is the conservative one. And I'm like, what are they going to talk about? Is it going to be a big talking point? Or are they going to go crazy on this? And it's like, nah, bro, we're just going to show you videos of Trump. Not Trump. We're going to get Biden falling down his ass. And it's like, bro, dude, yes, they're both old, but one is obviously way worse than the other one. And so here's a damn Trump video.
Look, I'm not a young guy. That's no secret. Anyway.
So it's looking like finally the conservatives are actually finally fighting back, or in other words, being in the offensive, because they've always been in the defensive. And I gotta say, about time. So while one is trying to tell you it will be the end of the world if for democracy or whatever, you vote for, don't vote for Donald J. Trump, or you vote for Donald J. Trump, even though we've had both for, roughly 3-something years. So we've had Trump for 4 years, and we've had Biden for 3 and some months years, right? Doesn't take a rocket science, guys. Gas is expensive. We haven't even talked about gas. Bro, I got the freaking truck, man. They waste a lot of gas, and she was 91. I miss the days with Mr. Trump. It used to be $2 and like freaking 40 cents for 91. That is insane. Now, this dude wants to go 100% electric. No hate on electric, but there's no way you're going to go 100% electric. It's been proven. It's not possible. You still need gasoline, or you need diesel to charge the electric stations that you use to power on. And did y'all see that new Hummer? The Hummer, the electric one that came out? Dudes are getting pissed off because it takes they have to sit down in a charging place for 3 hours for that thing just to charge. It's like, bro, it's more like, if you want those electric cars, it should be your secondary. I think you could get away with Teslas because I think they're built a little bit better. Also, I had no idea that their batteries can actually combust in the water. That's a new thing I found out. That's why Mr. Elon Musk has them waterproof or somewhat water resistant. And I'm like, oh man, I don't think we're there yet. But anyways, we're not talking about that. And then we had this liberal girl. I want to say woman, or maybe she's a little bit of a tomboy, or she's a Zimzer. You don't know these days. But anyways, this girl makes this video about why you shouldn't vote for Trump. And it's kind of ironic because everything she said is actually good. And you're like, actually, yeah, you're right. Most of the things you said is right. But that's why I'm going to vote for Trump. So here's the video.
But first, tell you what, if Donald Trump had a superpower, it would have to be his ability to drive his opponents into absolute full-on meltdown, making them so angry that they reveal what they really think. Have a look at this woke influencer having an absolute meltdown about, oh no, Donald Trump's campaign promises. And as you do, ask yourself, what's the problem with these?
Here are the first 15 promises he has made if he is reelected. You may have heard of Project 2025, but this is from Agenda 47, and you can read all of these on his website. First, he promises that he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in history.
It's already got my votes. What are you doing?
For anyone convicted
Don't promise me a good time.
He will close the Department of Education and return all education standards to the states to decide. He will put prayer back into school, and he will criminalize any race-based advantage programs. He will end the Affordable Care Act. He will ban gender-affirming care for adults and children, and he will ban any federal dollars from going towards gender-affirming care, which means anyone with government-provided health care will no longer be able to access gender-affirming care except for Viagra and Cialis. Those will still be available. He will propose a constitutional amendment that gives a term limit to Congress. He will deploy the Department of Justice to investigate the Biden crime family and any of his adversaries or political rivals. He will immediately pardon all of the January 6thers, and he will create a task force to investigate anyone who arrested, charged, or imprisoned a January 6er. He will increase the penalties for underage criminal offenders, strengthen immunity for police officers, and deploy the National Guard to patrol woke cities.
Hey! Oh, wait, what
a legend. Stop. We can only get so excited here. So let's get this straight. I mean, deportations of illegals, criminalizing divisive DEI nonsense, getting rid of the education bureaucracy that is making American kids as stupid and jelly-brained as Joe Biden. Congressional term limits, finally investigating the Bidens properly. Whew, I'm sorry, I watched that whole video to the end and there was a lot more. Amazingly, I didn't see any authorization from the Trump campaign there, which is funny because that looked an awful lot like an ad for Donald Trump, not a rant on TikTok against him.
The irony, sir. So with the epic talk about why you shouldn't vote for Trump, but ironically people agree with mostly what she said and made people want to vote for Trump even more. Trump, here's one of the talking points she said. Trump making the biggest, deportation. It's not bad, guys. Like, we know this. You hear it. You talk about Chicago. You talk about New York. The immigration crisis. It's getting insane. It's so bad. People over there, they're fed up, And just so you know, I'm not lying. Here's the video. People have had enough.
So many of these sanctuary cities now unable to keep up. In Chicago, for example, a group of people who came out of Venezuela, all the way from Venezuela with hopes of a better life. They've been living on the streets. They say, we're going back home. One of them declaring the American dream doesn't exist. Chicago Alderman Raymond Lopez with me now. Sir, how you doing? Good morning. I saw this story. I said, this is wacky. How many people are we talking about?
Chicago has seen 20,000 migrants appear on our streets since August of last year. We've got nearly 3,000 living in police stations, 800 living at O'Hare Airport, and thousands more just floating around in between shelter to shelter. And I'm sorry that they don't like our weather. I'm sorry that they feel that we're not doing enough to give them jobs, housing, vehicles, cars, food, shelter, clothing, and everything else that they were promised by social media. But the system works if you do it the right way, and declaring asylum because you need a job isn't the right way, and they're learning that reality the hard way now.
Well, the truth is our law does not offer asylum if the question is economic.
And while some people still have the bad idea that immigration is somehow bad, it's like, bro, I'm Latino, okay? They tell you this all the time. I talk to my mom and stuff. They always tell you, like, mijo, how can you not help the immigrants? You're still an immigrant, mijo. How can you do that? And it's like, bro, they don't understand. They watch the news. They believe. You ever have Mexican families? You tell them facts and it just comes out of the ears. But if the Canal 34 lady with the big ass from the weather place tells you that, oh, you should shoot yourself in the head, they most likely would agree with her rather than agree with me. That's just how they are. They're old school, So like I said, that Biden video, it's all old folks. I'm surprised they can even use Zoom calls. But either way, I'm just like, man, you need one guy to wake your family up, Obviously, in my family, it's me. And then there was the other one that the girl was talking about, or she Zimzer, or the top boy lady, whatever. She also said that he's going to stop the district making your kids, kind of retarded. But no, what she really said is that Trump's going to stop the education system. And it's like, yeah, he has to. Have you seen the dumb stuff they teach your kids now? They're getting dumb. They identify of like a million different things. The schools don't care about your kids are getting dumb. Here's one that tripped me out. This is when I used to be like, why would someone want to take the school district? That's so mean. It's so racist. And then you realize you had that crazy ass lady that said, yo, school's racist because it shouldn't be mandatory to learn basic math and English to graduate high school. It's racist.
Huh?
Why? Because that's the reason black kids aren't passing. And I'm like, bro, are you dead ass serious right now? That's what you think? By the way, let me change this thing. This thing's getting bright as hell. Damn. So anyway. So it's crazy, dude. Like, you realize, damn, these people are insane. Here's a video of that crazy ass lady, by the way.
React
former professor, Dr. Carol Swain. Doctor, thank you so much for joining the program. We've heard these theories before that black kids, brown kids in communities, they can't learn. The standards need to be changed. We know that's false because the charter schools, Capital Prep, Khan Academy, took those same schools out of those poor neighborhoods, turned them to A students. They all got free rides to college. So what is the goal of this program?
Well, I can tell you the goal of the program is to push critical race theory under the guise of mathematics. And if you look at that Oakland school district, the students have a 27% proficiency rate in math. It's 90% minority. What will happen if this is implemented? That proficiency rate will drop even lower. It will destroy opportunities for minority students. It's not about being equitable. It's about destroying equal opportunity. These children will not have an opportunity to be successful in life if they cannot be taught math, traditional math.
Yeah, I find it insulting that they're treating our kids like this. Part of the curriculum that is being proposed, it says, addressing students' mistakes is a form of white supremacy. Reject ideas of natural gifts and talents as equitable, frowns on having only one right answer. So if you don't say there's one right answer, then you're racist.
And I mean, oh man, sir. Ironically, these people are the racists. They're saying that black people are so dumb they need to lower the grading criteria. That's insane and racist. So I know that 100% it's all, but we've gotten so woke that the woke are the new racists, and people don't believe me. But you see stuff like this and you realize, yo, it's backwards. It's just like now people, it's okay to be racist against white people. It's the same thing. Now put that and switch it and say that it's okay to be racist with black people. Dude, people would have a meltdown. It's just common sense. Respect everybody. But you know how it is. People are freaking weird these days. And and then with canceling gender affirming care, that was another one talking point that girl was talking about. Oh no, he's gonna take gender affirming care. And I'm like, good. The reality is what they mean, it sounds nice, affirming care. No, that just means a place that they're cutting your children's balls off. Okay? If they have estrogen, there are girls that give them testosterone. If you got testosterone, make you a bitch. That's all it is, bro. They put nice words, and then once you actually read it, you realize it's some crazy ass stuff. Again, if you're 18 or 21, you want to cut your nuts, hey, that's cool. That's all you. It's the American thing. You do what you want. But leave the kids alone. Why do you need to put this stuff when they're like 6-year-olds? 6-year-olds, like really young, right? And then you got these teachers that are indoctrinating your kids, because you have to remember what happens. Kids, have you seen? I got my kid, dude. If I tell him he's a freaking dragon and he's like 3 or 4 years old, he's gonna believe it. So if you go to a school and they tell you, yo, you can change your gender and do all kinds of crazy shit, guess what? The kids are gonna fall for it. By the time they're 9, they're like, yo, I think I identify as a cyborg or something. By the time they hit college, they're a bunch of dumbasses. It's weird. So I'm glad, yes, take that crazy shit out and start teaching your kids actual stuff. Anyway, but seriously though, you're 18. If you want to cut your nuts, hey, it's all good. Just leave the kids alone. That's all I got to say about that one. And another story that this girl found out a hack about the immigration crisis has been so bad that regular Americans are realizing it's better not to work and live off the government. And you're like, what? And it's like, yes, they want you dumb and stupid. But here's this girl, and literally she spells it out for you. So here's the video.
When the government incentivizes people to not work, don't be surprised when they don't work.
Can I tell you something crazy about New York? Not having a job makes your life so much easier.
Huh?
I know you're like, huh? So boom, let's say you got mad kids and you don't want to work. You just want to stay home all day, smoke weed, be lazy.
Are you really this lazy?
Go to the shelter. Free housing. What's the next step? An apartment. Free housing. Or you're going to have a little copay. But guess what? You don't have a job. So where's the copay going to come from? Cash assistance. Where's the food going to be coming from? Food stamps. So as long as you don't have a job, you will always have a roof over your head and you will always have food in your stomach. They will always look out for you.
So, yes, she lives completely off the grid, sir. That is insane. And it's simple. If you're an immigrant, she just pretty much did what immigrants do. They come in here. It's easier to come in from the border than it is to go on an airplane, check your ID. They have to make sure you're an American and all this. Take you there. It's hard. But if you're an immigrant, all you got to do is walk the frontera and they let you in. And they even give you a debit card. And they give you a place to stay, bro. Like, it's insane. How do people not realize how crazy that is? We live in ridiculous times. And just like this young lady right here realized, yo, man, it's easier for the people that aren't citizens than the people that are citizens. So wake up, people. And you know what? I'll end it as that. So if you made it this far, bro, give me a like. And if you like the dumbass things I say, bro, subscribe. And that'll be all. Chinmonmon out. Yeah.